So as we said, obviously you can't see tension at all in the swing in terms of the video, okay? But you can feel when your grip was getting loose. I think in terms of the grip pressure on the thumbs, it's the thumb pressure we're trying to get looser, okay? You're securing the fingers there. Your thumb's just going to sit on top. If they squeeze down, your forearms get tight, your shoulders, your chest gets tight. It all becomes a problem, okay? Ball positions, we did say one more thing I want to mention. Needs to be just left to centre. On occasions, one of the things you did to try and stop it going to the right was put it nearer your right foot to try and, in theory, hit the ball kind of out here to fail safe against that hook you used to get, okay? Now, if I show you these two swings, you probably won't notice any different. We might, I'll test you, okay? So there's one back swing. Okay, there's another back swing, okay? In those two there, what do you notice different?
Not much.
Exactly, okay? However, this one you've hinged up better, so the club now is through your right shoulder. This one you haven't because you've gone below your right shoulder. So that bowing of the wrist caused the club to get flatter and behind you.
Yeah.
So that angle has changed. As you can see, not by much. But if you think about the contact when you come back to golf ball, okay, as you're at the golf ball here now, that's off the old hosel in the shaft. You see where the shaft kind of, that's a bit blurry, but that's the shaft there. That's right in the corner of the club face there, and the ball then shooting off to the right. Whereas this one now, as you're coming back down, from the middle of the golf club. Now if we look at these two impacts in terms of how you look bodily, okay, just watch this sort of transition from here now, nice little drop. So your arm is dropping and falling, okay, nice release. Whereas this one, it all looks a bit kind of like, and look at that left elbow, so as you come through there, as you're coming through that left elbow very high, sort of bending to try and, please don't go left on me, because that's what you kind of felt it was going to do. As you're coming through, left shoulder sort of popping up, left elbow there, all looks a bit stuck, and yeah, you just got nowhere to strike the golf ball, hit the golf club, and then off to the right. Whereas this one now, just watch them, I think just watch them in sort of full speed actually, so I'll play them in, so left down one, a bit lungy, okay, but sort of elbow as you come through. Whereas this one, so just hinge up, dunk. A lot less hitting the golf ball. Elbows are staying down as you come through. So you swing this golf club here now. As you swing through, elbows are down. This one here now, when you swing through, left elbow's up here somewhere. All looks a bit. That's kind of the same position with the club. You look very sort of cramped and collapsed, so your body's got nowhere to go. Where that one's just a nice little sort of twist.
Even that position at the end is all by your wrist.
Yeah, all by your wrist, exactly. It's just the hinge of the wrist there now, and the torso just rotates one way to the other. But what you had, the wrist, or the lack thereof of wrist hinge in the backswing, which caused your club face to get what we call closed. So the club face, when you started, would aim probably straight the target. When it came back, because of the way you hinged or not hinged the wrist, the club face would point to the left there. What you then did to try and stop that was do everything in this direction. Where it's aiming further right, put the ball further back, shove the left elbow high, shove the shoulder underneath, do whatever you can to try and start the golf ball towards there. Because you go, if I strike the ball half decently, it's going to curve right to left. So okay, in my mind, if I sort of start it here, it will curve back the target. Well, that's okay, but then when you've got a tree there, or a bunker, do you want to sort of start the ball towards trouble?
Yeah.
And if you're hitting the ball that much right to left as you potentially were, not many holes are that far wide apart with trees, and again it's just too much of a variable, rather than okay, there's your club face aim there, we're going to swing it now on a gentle kind of curve that way with a hinge and unhinging of the wrists. But it's a lot less effort with this swing on the right hand side, and you were getting 80 yards or 90 yards with these shots. Now we know this is not a full swing, obviously. In time we're going to build up to a fuller swing where your body would start twisting through a little bit more, the lower half would start working a bit more. Okay, so we get a bit more speed, but the overall swing itself is a much more efficient movement, and that, as we said, 3/4, should we say, just to put a number on it, okay? That's the speed you're going to practice at, because anything short of that, you can do it quite easily. Yeah. Anything beyond that, it was a bit more sort of off the hosel and shanking off to the right there, okay? Yeah. So you can work on the range at that speed, as I said. I think I just need the drill there. So your drill will be sort of just sort of swing back, hinge your wrist up, and then just drop. Feel the club was just dropping down here. In actual fact, just trying to actually hit the ground into the ground. So it takes all that tension out of your swing completely, okay? Tension is the biggest killer of speed in the golf swing that we want, and we want speed. But people think that the tighter they grip it, the more control they got. Yeah. I got more control of that club face, you can't move it. It's going to go on its own accord. If your left wrist starts doing this, you can't do anything now to try and adjust to that. If we're looser, well, we can make some adjustments, not ideal, but the looser you are, the more control of the club head you've got. Kind of make sense then, yeah?
Yeah.
Good, so that's kind of where the start point is now. So we're working at mainly backswing, getting that club face in position. What we would suggest, obviously, now we've got the two you said you're going to do. We can work on that for a couple of weeks. Mid towards the end of this month, then we sort of get on the golf course and see how the work has been working on here and in practice, then translate that to on the golf course. We're going to talk about sort of the alignment on the golf course and some of the things there, and see how that ball flight is coming back in. Because ultimately, in a couple of weeks' time, what I would want to try and see is you swing at least 75 to 80% full speed. I mean, your fullest speed will be no more than sort of 85, 90 anyway. Okay, of what you can potentially hit. I mean, the tour players are probably swinging about 85%, even with their driver. They know they got that 15%, they can actually add if they wanted to for a long par 5, but keeping the ball in play more often is going to be the more important thing. Okay, so get yourself working at that speed so it becomes more comfortable, get the feeling of the grip pressure nice and loose. That'll still be, I guess, something you might default back into in 6 months' time, to whatever time. Most people have kind of a fault. They sort of, I've had the same one for 25 years, but I know what the fault is. So if I go on the golf course and start going this way or that way, I can cure it. Okay?
Yeah.
Right.